We open in a modern-day Tokyo. There, we see a conversation between a girl with pink hair and a girl with long orange hair. The discussion results in the pink-haired girl performing a full-blown magical girl transformation, met with applause from the common folk who think this is part of a play. It is not a play. Chaos ensues between Pink and Orange as they take to the sky. They trade blows as metal meets metal as the fight pressures to a peak, causing Pink to reactively unleash a massive attack. Everything stops. Orange shatters to the ground so hard she coughs blood and rears in pain. Pink pauses and questions her own actions. And now, we pause. I have a very simple question. Who here is the protagonist? If you said Pink, I'm sorry, but you are mistaken. It's actually Orange. This scene is from the anime Recreators from 2017, where characters from anime and video games are reverse isekai'd into the real world's Tokyo. This is Magical Slayer Mamika, and despite her fighting the actual main protagonist, she is still a hero, trying to act in a heroic way that her kid-friendly world abides by. Orange, whose real name is Celestia, is a character from a mecha anime who was working directly with the show's actual main characters after arriving at the very depressing realization that her world is just a work of fiction. See, Mamika here is perfectly in character. The storylines of her world require her to be this way to be that world's hero. But this is exactly the problem. This isn't her world. She is currently in a world bound by real-world logic, physical laws, and the complete removal of children's show censorship. This means her once harmless and minimal magic attacks now have bone-crushing gravity and seismic destructive weight. But don't misunderstand, she is not a villain. She is not trying to hurt anyone. She fully believes what she is doing is right, and her moral core, or in this exact instant, her character description, is still intact. But her story binds her to speak in the ways of violence. She, at this moment, is simultaneously a hero and an antagonist. See, this type of character experimentation is so cool. Being able to see stories from multiple new angles gives a world such a refreshing and sometimes heartbreaking new lens. The limitless possibilities of putting an established character in new roles is something that actually spikes the little part of my brain in just the right way. I'm well aware that Recreators is not the most well-known anime, but I have a few other examples. Let's start with one of my childhood favorites, Samurai Jack. In case you didn't grow up with the show like I did, Samurai Jack is a prime-time action animation from Cartoon Network that aired from 2001 to 2004. And in 2017, it had one final season air on Adult Swim to finish out the series. It's about a samurai who was teleported from the past into the future, where a demon he was about to kill instead took over the world. The samurai spends the entire show wandering the wasteland to find a time portal that would take him back home so he can kill the monster responsible for all of this destruction, Aku. Today, we are looking at episode 44. And yes, if you could not surmise already, Jack is not the main character of this episode's story, but rather the main target. In his stead, we have a pack of bounty hunters from around the universe who have been hired to kill the samurai simultaneously. In a crash of egos, it becomes abundantly clear that teamwork is no one's strong suit. Eventually, the infighting leads to one taking the reins of the situation. An armor-clad individual points out all of their techniques will not be enough to overcome Jack. Removing her helmet, she reveals herself to be the princess of a world overtaken by Aku, and by her royal heritage, leadership comes to her naturally. She works the room to come to the very clear point that individually, they will surely fail. But together, maybe they have a chance. What follows is, well, actually for the first time on this channel, I can show you fully what happens. In the time span of a single drop of water, Jack eliminated all but the princess. Realizing her defeat is inevitable, she too drops her blade, and Jack carries on as he walks off screen, treating the bounty hunter assault as nothing more than a nuisance. This episode is perfect for describing exactly why Samurai Jack is such a menace to Aku. Normally, we see the action decisions from Jack's angle. We learn to become deeply embedded in all of the obstacles he has to overcome, and yet somehow always does. But here, he is a silent, mythical being, and absolutely the antagonist of the hunters. What I actually found so interesting was the pacing and the patience of the original run. Its quiet moments let the world breathe in a way I don't see anymore. It's actually quite relaxing on the brain. Okay, so maybe you don't watch older Western animation all that much. Maybe you know more about superheroes. Then we need to talk about Batman Assault on Arkham. It's a return of form to the channel. Released in 2014, this direct-to-home animated movie is loosely based on the Batman Arkham Asylum games, but it definitely deserves some attention. So, what's going on here? Well, Riddler has stolen from Amanda Waller, a person with a very high status in the US government, and she takes it very personally. Her initial attempt to kill the Riddler with a SWAT team is actually stopped by Batman. After the team is taken out by the Bat, Batman puts Riddler into Arkham Asylum. But that's not good for dear old Amanda, so she starts work on her newest team of involuntary soldiers. We follow Floyd Lawton, aka Deadshot, as he wakes up in a room with other villains. They quickly learn they have bombs placed in their necks for compliance, complete with an example of failure. This new Suicide Squad is there to infiltrate Arkham Asylum, steal the information that Riddler stole, and keep it all as quiet as possible. What follows is us as the viewers understanding why Gotham is such a terrifying place. The squad is ruthless as they murder anyone who is a remote annoyance despite the safety guards Waller had tried to set them up with. You know, most villains would be weary of causing this much mayhem because it might attract. And here we get to fully understand why everyone in the city fears the Big Bad Bat. The squad attacks, and he makes all of them look like a joke. Dodging swiftly, calculating precise strikes at frightening speed, and causing generational devastation. It's actually refreshing to see Batman be that living embodiment of vengeance that criminals do genuinely fear. He is the antagonist to all of Gotham's rogues, while being the hero that city needs. Yes, moving on. But maybe, just maybe, you aren't a fan of comics or superheroes. You know what? That's alright. I got one more fantastic example that was quite popular too. There is one caveat though. To talk about this one fully, I'm going to have to spoil it a bit. Alright? Alright. Mob Psycho 100. So this anime from 2016 through 2023 is actually one of the best I have seen in a while. And I heavily suggest watching it before listening to me spoil even a bit of it. It's well made, well written, and the characters are fantastic. The reason I am giving a warning like this is because I'm going to talk about the very end of the show. So please, give it a go before listening if spoilers are any issue at all for you. If they're not, or you just don't care, alright, let's carry on. So Mob, which is a Japanese term for mobu, meaning unimportant background character, is a middle school kid with intense, overwhelming psychic powers. But there's a catch. See this counter? His true powers only awaken when an emotion he feels hits 100%. So yes, as he grows and learns as a person, he becomes more and more powerful. To help understand this side of himself better, he gets a side job with a man named Regan, who acts as his psychic master and trainer. Together, they solve supernatural problems for the townsfolk, with new episodes ranging from the obscure to cults, curses, and even yokai. None of them are a match for Mob's power. So this sounds like a normal shonen setup, right? Well, see, that's what makes this anime so very special. See, Mob, whose real name is Shigeo, wants absolutely nothing to do with a typical shonen show. He doesn't care about power levels, beating villains, or trying to save the world. All he wants is to be a good, genuine person. He wants his life to be a slice of life with wholesome content. And you know what? I love this angle so much because the very thing that is driving all of these enemies and characters is the very thing Shigeo doesn't want. And what is it they desire, you ask? Well, power. Pure, irrefutable power. So, let us skip all the way to the end, where in an act of bravery, Shigeo gets hit by a car protecting a child. Something snaps inside of Mob. The world bends and breaks as the power that Mob has been rejecting his whole life takes control and starts causing blind destruction. In a wonderful reversal, the final fight of the series is against the very power Mob has been using this entire show. And it gets better. Every character he has influenced and changed band together to stop Shigeo. Every villain and every new ally all try and all fail to reach Shigeo. But they all succeed in preventing the one thing Mob would never forgive himself for. They make sure to protect the innocent people from being killed from his blind destruction. Becoming the main target of all the people who he's changed the lives of solidifies the shift from Mob being the hero of the story to the antagonist, one that is impossible to stop. Except we're forgetting someone. Regan. Risking life and limb, Regan dodges and races so he can finally tell Shigeo what he's been hiding this whole time. The truth.
I have no power! I have no powers of any kind! And I never did!
Regan is a con man. I'm sure for the ones that didn't know, it hits as hard as it does for Shigeo. In this admission of truth, it makes Shigeo realize what he has done. He was blind to the obvious truth right in front of him, and he was blind to the truth of himself. By rejecting his powers, he was rejecting himself. And just like how Shigeo was able to rescue others through his care and kindness, he did not realize till now he needed to do this for himself. Fully accepting himself, he is now able to be 100% Shigeo. His greatest desire finally becoming true, and the show becomes a slice of life about a teenager trying and failing sometimes, but to be the best he can genuinely be. I love when people take stories in different directions and explore what their worlds can be like from different lenses. It's kind of like that saying about walking a mile in another's shoes. Seeing the world from a different angle isn't just refreshing, it's necessary for the human experience. It may sound silly, but this type of writing style can actually help you understand people as a whole. And I know for a fact that there are way more examples than these. But if you know of one, feel free to comment below. Until next time, everyone, I'll see you in the next project. Take care.